Alrighty, hello and welcome to Fantasy Premier League, the D Unit's journey. I'm FPL D Unit, and today you're here for the deadline stream. Game week 26. Can't believe we're actually here. Game week 26. I'm just checking that my microphone is working. Hopefully it is. Looks like it is. It looks good. It looks like I'm live. Fantastic. Welcome. Hopefully everyone is excited for game week 26 after assistant manager. So there, look. Assistant manager is such a good chip, and I just want to shout out to FPL. I'm just going to pull up the comment that he gave me earlier in the thing, and where are we? Let's go to what he actually put in my comments. 1 second. He actually put, it's nice to see an FPL content creator that enjoys the manager chip, and yeah, having fun with it. And I was like, the assistant manager chip. The reason why all the other content creators are not having fun with the assistant manager chip is because they played it safe. They played it on Arnie slot. Like, what do you mean? Why are you playing on Arnie slot? It would never made any sense. So for me, if you want some real advice, you got to stay on here for the duration of the 2 hours. Get involved in the comments, whack in your thoughts. I've obviously played on David Moyes and Unai Emery. Ironically, if he'd actually played it on Marco Silva of Fulham, he'd actually be on the exact same amount of points as those two managers he could have saved a transfer. And I think that's the power of the table bonus. Like, picking out teams that you think actively are going to win or get the results definitely means that they're likely to do well in the future as well. Sorry, I'm just quickly sharing this on Twitter. So bear with me 1 second. But yeah, look, there's lots to talk about. I was going to take -4s this week for my team and move out Trent. But I just think the last week, because of the fact that this week with the table bonus is a little bit more risky, I don't really want to take a -4 and the manager get me 0 points. So for that reason, I'm probably going to be holding Trent this week. I am going to think about it though. And I'm also thinking about captaincy as well. I think that that's definitely a discussion to be had. And I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to stay with Salah or go to Brian and Buemo. Like, do I back in my Brentford boys just to deliver and go ham tonight against Leicester? Because of the fact I'm not backing myself in as manager, I'm a little bit more open to that idea. And I'm just going to quickly share that. Bear with us 1 second. And I think that's done. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's done. Bang that in. All right, and we're going to quickly jump over to my team very shortly. I'm just going to quickly press the share button here, and away we go. And let's have a look. All right, so I'm just checking the volumes right, because I am actually not doing this in my normal chat setup either. I've got people sleeping next door. Yep, the good news is the audio is working. Let me know if I need to move the microphone closer to my mouth, but if it's not, I should be good, and we'll just rock and roll. Again, get involved in the comments. I will be checking them. I'm just trying to sort it out on my phone so I can actually see what the hell's going on here. And let's try that, see if that works a bit better. All right. Live chat. There we go. All right. I can actually see the chat. That's good. All right. Now, without further ado, let's jump into my team, what it's looking like, and we'll roll the deadline stream. Get your comments in. Who are you benching, etc., and let's jump into it. All right. So the team at the moment, I haven't made any transfers. I've still got 0.4 million in the bank, I think. Yeah, 0.4 million in the bank. And that's how I'm looking at the moment. Like, the problems I've got, obviously, between... Hello, Charlie. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you on the chat. How are you looking for game week 26? Yeah, the team's looking pretty good. Like, obviously, there's 2 transfers I've definitely booked in. Trent Alexander-Arnold is 100% leaving, most likely next week, maybe the week after. It just depends. And I have to make a goalkeeper transfer. Now, it might just be that I move Fabianski to Areola because I'll have the money to do it, or because West Ham actually have a pretty good fixture in 29, and then it allows me to keep Alisson Becker and not piss around with the goalkeeper until I wildcard him 30 or 31. And honestly, he's got the Southampton fixture, and post game week 29, the fixtures for Alisson look really good as well. So for me, it's definitely somewhere where I think potentially, if I want to keep my goalkeeper, I might just do that. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, buddy. I think I'm good. Think I can roll. Yeah. rolling your team at this time of the season is actually really worthwhile. I'm actually going to make this a bit bigger so people can see. There we go. That's what my team actually looks like. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. Obviously, Leicester and Mbeumo, this is the week where I've held them for 3 weeks, and if they don't pop off this week, they're gone. Like, I will legitimately fire sale Leicester out of my team next week if he doesn't deliver today. So for me, 100% he has to go and go big against Leicester. Otherwise, next week it's a very easy transfer. Like, Cunha's really good. Hi Andrew, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. I've seen that you joined the league as well, so well done there. I saw that there's a bunch of people joined last week. I'm very excited about that. We're closing in on 600 subscribers as well, so if you are new as well and you haven't already subbed, please think about doing so as well for the people that are joining or watching this back post-live. I know a lot of people actually watch live streams back post-live, so yeah, thank you to all those people that watch and do that as well. But yeah, the team this week isn't looking too bad. My main issue is benching Bruno. Like, I've now worked it out, and if you've seen my team selection video, you'll notice that I've really got it down to either benching Cole Palmer against Aston Villa away or benching Bruno Fernandes for the second straight week away at Everton. Amarin's given his press conference update, and it makes me think that Bruno Fernandes is probably a lock to be playing deep midfield with Manuel Ugarte on the weekend, which makes me think that I don't want to play Bruno Fernandes at Everton. That's my honest opinion. What would you do with Bowen? I bought him in last week and he played, but now Paquetá is out, so don't know what to expect. If you've got other attackers, I'd probably bench Bowen this week. This is the bad week for Bowen. But other than that, the West Ham fixtures look really good. And here's someone that I'm definitely interested in, particularly for Brian Mbeumo. Like, obviously the Arsenal fixture this week isn't the best, but I mean, they've got Leicester next week, Newcastle, Everton, Wolves, through to like game week 33. Other than the Liverpool game, it's a really nice run. In fact, till the end of the season, it's a really nice run of fixtures for West Ham. So Jared Bowen for me, yes, you might have to bench him this week. Maybe that's the best call. It's like me benching Bruno this week. But then I think after this week, 100% you could just play him through the rest of the season and then bench him in game week 32. So, yeah, I really like his run of fixtures. Also in game week 33, he's got Southampton at home, which is likely to be the bench boost week. I really like that as a pick. Like with foresight and planning ahead, Jared Bowen actually looks really good as a pick. 7.3 million as well. Like, he's not expensive. It's like Matoma. It's like Matoma, Bowen, Trossard, and who's the other one I'm missing? Nkunku. Those 4 players the next 4 weeks really interest me. Like, Brian Mbeumo, like the fixtures for Brentford do run out. So this week, obviously, they've got Leicester away. And look, I've had Leicester in my team the last 3 weeks and he's got me 6 points, which is not ideal. And he's racked up so much XG that just hasn't delivered. But the next 3 weeks are pretty good. Like Leicester away tonight has to be delivered. If he doesn't deliver tonight, he's becoming Cunha because I've got the money to go straight to Cunha if Leicester doesn't pop off tonight. If he pops off tonight, he stays for the Everton game. And then if he goes well against Everton and it is at home and he stays, Aston Villa will come. And Aston Villa will be worrying about the Champions League around this time, which makes me think that Wissa could take advantage of that Villa defence. And then in 29, it's Bournemouth. And then I will be 100% selling him in game week 30. Like, because their run of fixtures from 30 through to 34 is no good. What do we got in the comments here? Who to bench, Isaac, Watkins or Wood? I bench Wood. Oliver, I would bench Wood in that scenario. I mean, Wood's form is undeniably good, but Nottingham Forest, the last 2 times they've gone away from home, they lost 5-0 to Bournemouth, and then they lost 2-1 to Fulham on the weekend. And realistically, Fulham probably should have scored more against them on the weekend. So for me, I would 100% be thinking that Wood is probably the one to bench, only because of the fact that he has been scoring off stupidly low XG. I just don't know if he can continue to do that. Tell us speaking to me like crazy, but don't think selling Bowen is... 100%. I would not be moving to Tell at all. I think once Solanke's fit, I think Tell's minutes will be definitely impacted. For me, someone else mentioned Tell to me this week, and I just didn't think it was really worth the go, to be honest. Freddie, hello. How are you today? Hi, mate. What duo do you think will get more points this week? Alanga and Glasner or Shade and Slot? Oh, that is a tough one. I think Shade is definitely going to outscore Alanga. But does Slot outscore Glasner? I don't know. Oh, all right, all good. I think I know what the problem is. Hold on. I might have knocked this by accident. All right, let me know if that's better. Is the sound better? Can someone just write in the comment? I might just need to hold the microphone a bit closer to me. Let me know if that's any better or if it's worse or if it hasn't changed at all. Sold Amad and bought in Dango and keeping... Yes, all right, good, fantastic. Glad the sound is better. I don't think it's worth a -4 to bring in Glasner. Yeah, so look, I don't know if it's worth a -4 either, and I think you raised a really good point, Andrew. Like, in my team in particular, I'll pull this off here, I have looked at just the feasibility of just rolling a transfer this week. I've actually thought about in my own head and just rolling with Emery. I think Emery will actually get a win against Chelsea. All right, sweet. Fantastic. All right, I might change it up a little bit. I actually, because I moved it off what I normally get it from, and potentially I've accidentally knocked the volume button. So hopefully it's not too bad. It should hopefully be a bit better. Yeah, normally I would do this, in, as I said, normally in my room, but unfortunately it's 12:30 a.m. So the next two deadline streams are going to be in this room where it's not the same setup as I'm used to using in my normal setup. And which is why the screen that I'm sharing is not as bright. And I'm not sure why that is. I've tried pissing around with it, but I can't get it to work. So my laptop, this is unfortunately as good as it gets. But I'm still here, still doing it. It's stupid o'clock in the morning. It's just gone 12:42 in the morning. So, yeah. Which two do you start out of Isaac, Wood, and Raul? I think Isaac and Wood. I'm starting Isaac and Wood in my team and benching Bruno. So, because of the fact that my transfer this week is going to be Emery out for Glasner most likely, I'm betting against Fulham, which makes me kind of biased. But I am actually playing Robinson in my team, ironically. I'm playing Robinson over Hall and Milenkovic. And the reason why is because I think that Robinson will concede less goals than Hall and Milenkovic, potentially. And if it goes horribly wrong on Glasner, at least I'm going to get the Fulham 6 points from Robinson. That's my line of thinking. If that makes any sense at all. It is like hedging your bets a little bit. And realistically, I would rather a Glasner 20-pointer and Robinson getting 1 point. That would be beautiful. But in the event it horribly backfires, at least I'll get Robinson's clean sheet and potentially even gets an assist as well when he gets close to a 10-pointer. So, yeah, I would definitely be benching Raul in that position. But, yeah, my defense, like in my head, it just makes so much sense. I'm backing in Isaac and Wood, both starting in my team. Why on earth would I back in Milenkovic and Hall? So for that reason, that is why I'm playing Robinson instead of Milenkovic and Hall. But yeah, that's essentially where I'm going at the moment. Also, part of me really wants to play the assistant manager on Ruud van Nistelrooy because, like, the dude looks like me. What more fun could there be playing it on him? And I mean, like, the Leicester Brentford game could be anything. Like, Leicester are actually the most chance of actually getting some sort of result out of the three fixtures that I was looking at. So they've got more chance of drawing or getting a win than Ipswich against Tottenham and, and Palace against Fulham. So I thought that was really interesting. The bookies odds, that's what I had. I'll pull them up in a second and show you exactly what I was looking at for that. Flecken and Pickford. I think you start Pickford. I can't see Man United scoring a goal. Like, I'm one of their fans. I just can't see Man United scoring a goal, which is why Bruno's on the bench. Like, his XG last week, 0.17. He should have had an assist last week. Garnacho couldn't hit a barn door. And that's the problem. Unless Man United win a penalty, Bruno Fernandes, I think, blanks this week. And in that case, he's an easy sub. Like, easy benching decision, I believe. So, yeah, I just think that Bruno, ideally, I want him for next week. And I'm just hoping that potentially they'll get someone else back in midfield that will allow him to go further forward. I just hope that happens. I mean, I've held him this long. I was holding him for 27 and 29 more than anything else. I'm just hoping he gets some sort of return next week. If he doesn't get a return next week, I may well sell him before 29 because there's no point in holding 8.3 million for something that doesn't seem to pop. So, yeah, for me, 100%, it's definitely something I would look to do and move away from. I just spilt my drink. That's really disappointing. I didn't realize it was full still. I thought I'd actually taken a sip of it before I'd started. That's all right. All good. We live and we learn. My goalkeeper situation is an interesting quandary. So, as I said, I do have to make 2 transfers between now and 29. So, I'm going to bench Mo Salah. I'm going to bench Isaac. And I'm going to bench Hall. Like, those are the 3 players I'm going to bench. Some people will say, why are you getting rid of Trent? But I just don't rate Trent. I think 7.3 million, I could be spending so much better off on my team. And he can barely last 60 minutes, which is half the problem. The fixtures post 29 are pretty good for Trent. Like 31 to 33 looks really good. But I'll be setting my team up for bench boost then. And I just think that Trent's not going to be on a bench boost squad for me. Like, I'm going to be going for people that are going to be doubling and stuff like that. So for me, it's 100% a no-go. All right, let's have a look. What else are we looking at here? So, how my team's actually looking for this week at the moment, it's like this. So, Becker, Kirkes, Alexander-Arnold, Robinson, Clivert, Mbeumo, Salah, Palmer, Wood, Isaac, and Wissa. I'm very tempted to go Mbeumo captain. Like, that's something that potentially may change. If I definitely don't go for Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think I'm likely to change Mbeumo to captain. There's something about playing your captain on a Friday night that quite often can work out really well. It either sets you up for an amazing game week or it makes you grumpy for the entire thing. So I'm hoping that it makes me pretty happy for most of it. Also, I think this is like Robinson's last really good little segment of fixtures for a while. So Palace at home, Wolves away, Brighton away, Spurs at home. He's probably going to leave the team in wildcard because from 30 to 33, it's not good fixtures for Fulham. And they finished with Man City in 38 and Brentford away in 37. I think the run of fixtures for Fulham, this is the last good little bit. Robinson's been a great servant, and the dude's racked up, I think he's racked up 11 assists now. Hold on. View information. 10 assists for the season. FPL Wonder, hey mate, Trossard or Isaac captain? I'm at 4.3 mil or, lol, no difference for me. I'm planning to change slot. Yeah, definitely change slot, 100%. Yeah, I think my mic is a little bit off today. I'm not sure what I've done. I'm hoping that it will change. I'm not sure which way to go. Let's try that. Let me know if that's any better. I am tossing around with it. I'm not sure if I've turned it the right way or not because I think I accidentally knocked it when I was moving it. So we'll see if that makes any difference. Let me know if that's any better. And normally I'm in my room and normally it's right in my face. So it's a little bit different. I'm having to like hold it up. So yeah, let me know in the comments if that is actually slightly louder or if I've turned it the other way and it's gone slightly slightly quieter. Hopefully it hasn't. Hopefully I've got it right. But yeah. I mean, yeah, Robinson's been great, but I just think that his fixtures are running out really good. Should I captain Trossard? I would go Isaac. If I'm being brutally honest with you, I think Isaac's probably a better option than Trossard. I just don't see Arsenal scoring too many goals, which is why I haven't moved for an Arsenal player. Also, all those people that have been suggesting Wanyeri, yes, he's 4.6 million, but the dude is going to be the first person out of that team once Saka is fit, once Martinelli's fit. And for me, I just don't see the benefit in him, and we don't know with Arteta how quickly these players are going to be back. And I'm just going to pull him up. Where is Wanyeri here? I just think it's a dumb move. I've gone past him, haven't I? There we go. Like, if you have a look at his minutes this season, he started one game back in game week 19 against Brentford. And other than that, he's just come on for like 4 or 5 minutes. Once Saka and Martinelli are back, Wanyeri is out of that team. Like, he had his one good week against Leicester. And yes, he was really good there. But West Ham are a lot better team than Leicester. He's going to be coming up against Wan-Bissaka, most likely. Or the other bloke who plays on the other side for West Ham, like Emerson. Is it Emerson? Wan-Bissaka plays on the right, Emerson be on the left. I think he blanks this week, 100%. Which I'm going to play. Robinson, Raul, yeah. Should I start Greaves, Ipswich, or Munoz? Planning to change assistant manager to McKenna. Well, if you're changing it to McKenna, I would say that you just play Greaves. Because if you're backing in McKenna to get a result against Postecoglou and Spurs, I think you go all in. My quandary is that I am most likely going to go to Glasner. I did actually think about backing against my own Brentford boys and bringing in Ruud van Nistelrooy. Like, honestly, it's very tempting for me. Like, I love Ruud. I can see Brentford scoring at least 2 goals, which makes me think that my Brentford boys will still be all right. But then that means that Leicester would also have to score 2 goals. And when I was looking up the history of results, I'm just going to pull it up here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's go Fulham versus Palace. Results. And this is really interesting when you look this up. I was looking up AI score before. Where is it? There we go. Have a look at this. This is really interesting stats, which proves to me that Glasner's probably the best pick. However, I will say that hopefully this thing loads up. I don't know if it's even going to load up. It loaded up before when I was looking at it on my other browser. Not sure why it hasn't done that. All right. Not sure what's going on here. I do apologize for that. It did work for me earlier, and I'm not sure why. It was definitely II score as well. All right, let's try. Results history. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I'm missing a thing that I had before. Hold on. Let's have a look. I'm sure this is the one I clicked. I don't know why it's not loading it up, but this is highly frustrating. Yeah, I know. It could definitely be 2-all, 100%. I do believe that it could be 2-all, 100%. I do not know what's going on with this page. I don't know why it's not loading up. That makes no sense to me at all. It's just not showing anything. Super weird. Let's try 11 versus 11. All right, Fulham. Club record versus Crystal Palace. All right, let's have a look. All right, get rid of that. Don't need that. Yeah, whatever. So we have Crystal Palace versus Fulham. I don't even know how you see whether these were at home or if they're away. Oh, yeah, here we go. They're at home or away. So, generally speaking, in the Premier League era, it's been pretty damn close. Get rid of that. Don't need the ad. So, Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Obviously, Fulham beat them at home. Last season, it was 1-all. Earlier in that season, it was 0-all. The next game before that was 2-all. The game before that was 3-0 Fulham. 0-all. 2-1 Palace. 2-0 Palace. 2-0 Palace. It's such an even game. It's going to be super close. The Palace-Fulham game is really close, and I'm not sure why the side I really wanted to look at is not showing it. But I can tell you that Ipswich and look, you're going to be looking at a blank screen. It looks really professional. That does. The Ipswich versus Tottenham game. In the Premier League era, Ipswich have won 4 games and Tottenham have won 2. There's been no draws. So it's either going to go one way or the other unless they play out their very first draw. In terms of Leicester against Brentford, Leicester actually hold the record over Brentford as well by a couple of games. Obviously, Leicester were much better before. Now they're no good. But I just think that's something to keep in mind, 100%. And let's have a look at some of the manager press conferences, because I don't think there's a hell of a lot of news. All right, so I hope Cody Gabko is available. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know exactly. It could be a close call. That's never promising when you're getting that kind of news on your manager, is what I'd say to that. It's not ideal. Connor Bradley, we don't know yet. I would be massively surprised if he's involved in the Sunday game or the Wednesday game against Newcastle. We can assume that that's not going to happen. Okay. Joe Gomez had surgery. He's going to be out. All right, so Diego Jota and Trent, that's why they're not playing 90 minutes. Okay, that's interesting. What else we got here? Arnie Slot on Liverpool playing PSG. That's interesting because it may mean that Trent gets benched against Southampton, which makes him an even better sell now. Because realistically, you're going to rest your good players for Southampton so they're fresh for PSG. That's the way I read that. Also, Aston Villa got Bruges, Club Bruges. So you would think that they're going to do pretty well in the Champions League. Also, how fun is this? Amarin on the future at Man United. Sometimes you don't feel improvement in the team, but then you have the same games that are more difficult and you feel that we can play, we can create situations. It is a good thing. In this moment, when you watch the games, you can see more problems than solutions. That is clear. When we play more games, I feel things are there and we are capable, but we have to be consistent. The dude's just having a mare at the moment. Man United are just a horrible team. If I had multiple transfers, I think I would have sold Bruno. But at the moment, I just can't justify it, and it makes the defending decisions a little bit easier for me at the moment. He also said how well David Moyes has done. David Moyes has been amazing at Everton since his return, by the way. He's enjoying a proper new manager bounce. He's actually been quite nice in his things on what he says there. McKenna praising Alex Palmer after he pretty much got them a draw against Aston Villa. Well done. That was annoying for Emery owners, but we still beat slot owners. Let's have a look if there's any other decent team news here. Team news from Unai Emery. Konsa did compensation work with the players. What? What does that mean? Compensation work with the players. Today I will test him as well in case he is feeling good. He will be in the squad to play or not up to decide. I don't know today evening or tomorrow morning. Leon Bailey trained yesterday and the same like Konza. I think in his case he's training today. Normally he'll be available to be in the squad and the possibility to play tomorrow. Okay. Cool. More from Moyes. Alcaraz and Doucouré both fit at the moment. All right, so only one of them is going to start. Ndiaye has been taking injections and we're quite positive. By the way, Everton have about as many injuries as Man United. They're just playing such better football. Also, Danzo, Son, and Bentancur picked up knocks last week, but they're all good. So that makes Spurs a lot better for the Ipswich game if Son is fit and available. Means there are more chances of not stuffing it up. So they've got Brennan Johnson, Odebert, Vicario, Madison, Udogie. They're all back. And then Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven are going to be back soon. And Rickardsson and Dominic Solanke are not too far behind. That's interesting team news. They're not going to be available this week. This is big news, though. Oliver Glasner on Eze. It was a good week for him personally, and he's getting better and better with his foot. I think he's ready to start against Fulham. That's brilliant. Same as last week. All players are fit. Everyone trained the whole week. It's good. That's the news I wanted to hear when I'm thinking about whether I'm going to be playing the assistant manager chip on Oliver Glasner this week or not. That is big news. Oliver Glasner on Eze. Eze makes Palace such a much better team from an attacking perspective. Means there's more likelihood of goals going in. And sadly, Fulham team news isn't exactly exciting. Harry Wilson, though, who I will say, when Fulham are behind, they always turn to him and he somehow always ends up bobbing up with a goal. He's not fit, so that's good news. Reece Nelson's not fit, also good news. Kene Tete, not fit, probably good news as well. So, Fulham have been really good this season. I've been super impressed by how well they've been. And I think they'll likely continue that moving forward as well. All right, nothing to report from the Bournemouth news. We still have today's training. I think we'll recover Solar. I don't even know where Solar plays. And James Hill's been training with us this week, and we'll see if he makes the squad. Wolves team news from Pereira. Agbadu, he will be out for some games. That's the information I got. Gomez is out. Sam Johnston is in. Strand Larson started to train with the team. He's trying to come back to improve his condition physically, mentally, and tactically. Okay, that's an interesting comment. Forest head coach Nuno on Awoni. He needs to wear a mask, but other than that, he's good to go. Everyone else is good. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that Forest Newcastle game on the weekend. All right, Amarin on Man United injuries. It's hard to know. Amad Diallo is a long time. Mason Mount and Luke Shaw continue to recover. I don't have a day. No one has a day on Luke Shaw and Mason Mount because they're always injured. That's why you can't give a day. As soon as it looks like you can give a day, they get injured again, or there's a setback. They're like, I don't even know how it's possible to be injured that much, but it is. Luke Shaw hasn't started a game for Man United in over a year. Unbelievable. I don't even know how he managed to make it to England, to be honest with you. Toby Collier seems to be the closest one, but not now. He's recovering. We'll have to adapt to use the players we have. India and Heaton are recovering. So the two reserve goalkeepers are injured as well. Wow, what's going on here? We didn't lose players. We recovered players. Christian Eriksen, Manuel Ugarte, and Lenny Yoro return. Two of them had illness, so that makes a bit of sense. I felt the reek was really good. I see things in trainings, but sometimes it's hard to pass that to a game. I feel they're improving. I hope tomorrow is another opportunity to show a better performance. And boy, my captain. Hello, Divium Bat. Yeah, I'm actively weighing up the Mbomo captaincy shout. I'm just going through the press manager conference at the moment in my own team. He's vice captain. I am strongly thinking, though, that I might make him captain by the deadline. So at the moment, he's vice captain on my team. But realistically, I am quite excited to make him the captain. I just feel like betting against Salah this week is a definite play. And the fact that I'm going to be going a Hail Mary with picking Oliver Glasner as my assistant manager most likely, why not have double the fun and load up on like a differential captain as well? And remember that Mbuemo is a flat track bully. He loves versing the weaker teams. However, earlier in the season, I just want to dampen some people's expectations, including my own. They played Leicester earlier in the season, won 4-1 at home, and he blanked. I don't even know how that's possible, but he blanked, and they scored 4 goals against Leicester at home. That was the day that Shaki or Shade, or however you say his name, he scored a hat-trick in that game. But I like Mbuemo. He played against Ipswich, got 15 points. Newcastle 13, Southampton 19. Like, he's got that massive haul in him. Will we see one of them tonight? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, the only thing I would say is that they're his only 3 really big scores of the season. And that's 3 games in 25 that he's got over 10 points. So that's the other thing you've got to weigh up. I feel like Wiss is also a really good shout if you've got him. Differential captain. He got 11 points against Southampton, 13 against Bournemouth, 10 against Ipswich. He also kind of likes these games where there's a few goals. And he obviously got 8 points against Leicester that game. He scored a goal the first time round. I don't know. I just feel like this could be a week where the Brentford boys, it could be a good differential shout. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm still actively thinking about my captaincy choice. I've got another hour and 25 minutes to go before I decide. But yeah, it's definitely something I've thought about. But yeah, back to the press conference updates. Let's have a look what else has come in. Arteta on West Ham. Arteta on if he's told Marino to play up front again. No, not to him or to other players. Okay. Academy players are training with us now regularly, learning our system and getting very close. And obviously we might have to use them. They look ready, which is a good thing. Okay. That's interesting. Ben White is ready to play. Whether he's ready to start or not, we will decide tomorrow. Now, I've talked to a few Arsenal fans that think that Ben White will replace Timber. I just don't see it. Like, Ben White lost his place to Timber earlier in the season. Why on earth would he just retake it off Timber now when he's fit? Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. Conference League semi-final draw. Chelsea have got a pretty easy go, I would suggest. I mean, Chelsea should win the Conference League. Who are we kidding here? They've got no good teams. Where's the Europa League draw? All right, Kevin De Bruyne. Why is he not starting? Haaland, wait. Man City unsure on strikers' fitness. Well, no one will be bringing Haaland in this week. John Stones is out. That makes the Salah play a little bit better for captaincy. Akanji's also out. So the defenders are just continuously getting injured this season for Pep. Semi-final draw. Who are Man United got? Wow. Man United are going to be out of the Europa League next round. Real Sociedad, they aren't beating them. I hate to say it, we're losing that. We're going to be out of the Europa League. And then all chances of getting back into Europe are probably evaporate with it as well. Spurs got a pretty nice draw, to be fair. AZ Alkmaar against Spurs. You'd expect Spurs to win that, I think. Man United, I just don't think they'll score enough goals against Real Sociedad. Maybe they will. I'm not sure. We're away in the first leg. I think that's the only positive. What else have we got here? Warnock on the draw, yeah, whatever. That's interesting. So the draw there, PSG against Liverpool, Club Brugge against Aston Villa, Arsenal against PSV. You would expect Arsenal to... So only one English team is capable of making the final. They've all been drawn on the same side. And that means they'll have to beat Real Madrid to make the final. I don't know how good that is. Champions League quarterfinal draw. I mean, I just think that the way they changed the league this season, the first 10 games, they played 8 games. The first 6 games are rubbish. There was nothing riding on them. And then 7 and 8, all of a sudden the big clubs are like, oh my God, we're not going to actually make it if we don't start playing good football. And then all of a sudden, they went all right. All right, that's it. Herzl on Brighton's targets. James Milner. Maresca on the state of play at Chelsea. Team spirit in this moment has to be upset. Not happy with the results. Okay, I don't know why it keeps on jumping. Maybe it's because it's getting new updates at the top. Maresca, no injuries, no additional injuries. Madueke will be out until the international break. Nothing new there. Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk looks like he's out. Other than that, it looks pretty good for Brighton. Sven Botman and Jolinton. Botman won't be available. That means Dan Burn will be playing. Nothing exciting there. No big news about people missing or being unavailable or picking up injuries so far, so that's good news. If anyone made any early transfers, let's have a look to the top. I don't think anything else has gone up. Sorry if this looks a bit messy, but I'm just reading through the conference updates. I've been obviously asleep, having a little bit of a nap, and I've just woken up to it. Who should be your assistant manager in FPL? So 1.1 million managers have activated their assistant manager chip in 24 to profit from the back-to-back double game weeks. There's now just one game week remaining to earn more points. There are two main tactics. Pick a top 5 club with a favourable fixture, which is dumb. It's a massive lower ceiling and it also comes with great risk. Makes Arteta the most likely. I actually think Graham Potter's a really good chance of getting a result against Arsenal. Don't know why. I feel like all these content creators have been playing it safe with Arnie Slot. They've now been like, let's trade Arnie Slot for Mikel Arteta. Guaranteed win. Bet you Graham Potter gets a draw. Bench TAA, Gabriel, Munoz or Mikalenko. I'd probably bench Trent. Fundles, hello, welcome. If you haven't already subbed, please feel free to sub. I'd probably bench Trent. Gabriel Munoz or Mikalenko sounds like the players I would definitely be playing there 100%. All right, and Dye to Cunha and Gordon to Dango or Roll. Who do I then bench between Cunha, Wood and Dango? 4, that's hard. I think if you've got the transfers and it's not costing you anything, I love the moves. Ndai moved to Cunha, great transfer. Hasn't risen in price. Makes a lot of sense to do that. I really like that move. In terms of Gordon to Dango, Gordon's going to blank in 29. So again, makes a lot of sense. Dango's really good. I would 100% play Dango this week. And then it would mean that it's a benching decision between Cunha and Wood. I honestly think that is a flip of the coin. Like, I don't think you could go wrong with either. I feel like Chris Wood. I feel like I've got Chris Wood in my team and I'm starting Chris Wood, but I don't have Cunha. I've got Wisser instead. So for me, I'm actually benching Bruno Fernandes in my team. So I think I'd probably start. I feel like I'd probably start Cunha. I feel like Wolves will actually trouble Bournemouth quite a lot. And if they score, Cunha's 100% going to be involved. On the other hand, if Nottingham Forest score a goal against Newcastle, you can almost guarantee it's going to be Chris Wood. It's just a matter of whether you think that Forest are going to do better against Newcastle away from home, or if you think Wolves are going to do better against Bournemouth away from home. Yeah, I'm answering. Chat may be delayed. Yeah, chat may be delayed. I do apologize if that is happening. I am actually using my laptop to do this. Yeah, 100%. And Buemo versus Leicester does look really tempting. I would agree with that, 100%. And yeah, I have answered. Hopefully that makes sense. I think what's happening is the chat is coming through way before the video is. I'm not sure why that is. I think it might just be because of the fact I'm on my laptop and the chat that I'm looking at is coming through quicker than the video is. So I am definitely answering. I will definitely answer. And I do answer. Yep. So hopefully that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, I think I like the moves, but again, it all depends on whether you have. It just depends on how many free transfers you've got, and what the rest of your team's looking like, and what you're doing for blank game week 29. That's all I'd say to that, Nikolai. All good, man. All good, all good. All right. So what I would say is I really like those moves, but again, it comes down to how much money you've got in the bank, how many free transfers you've got. Are you taking a -4 or is it for free? And then I really like the Dango move. The Dango move for me, I think, is definitely one I would be making. I would also make the Ndiaye to Cunha move because of the fact that Cunha is 100% going to rise in price, and Ndiaye is probably not going to be back anytime soon. And then it's definitely a benching decision between Cunha and Wood. Both of them. Oh, if you've got 3 free transfers, 100% you make the moves. You make the moves 100%. I don't know if you're on assistant manager as well, but 100% I'll be making the moves. One for slot to Arteta. I wouldn't be doing slot to Arteta though. I will be chasing table bonus. If you've been on Arnie's slot for the last 2 weeks, you've made a mistake. Like, I've played Moyes and Emery, and I said my whole chip strategy around the assistant manager was to have fun with it and chase table bonus. So for me, I'm going for Glasner, 100%. Glasner for me against Fulham. It's a 50-50 game. The stats say historically, Fulham and Palace is going to be a close game, and it could be a draw. And if it's a draw, he's already beating whatever Arteta gets. All they need is a draw. That's it. And like we saw that against Slot. Emery gets a draw against Ipswich and a draw against Slot, and he outscored Slot. We saw Moyes absolutely destroy Slot with just drawing against him. It's risky, but that's the idea of I think they introduced the chip to have a bit of fun. And like, for me, it's about having a bit of fun, right? And so for me, I think that's just what I want to do. I want to see it through. I like in my mind, because of the fact that I've won the table bonus the first 2 weeks. Even if I go for Glasner and he loses, say it's like a 2-1 loss and I end up with 1 point, I'm going to be on 37 points. If you go for Arteta, I'm still going to beat you. I don't think Arteta's going to get more than 8 points this week. I think West Ham will score. And then that means and I can't see Arsenal scoring more than 2 goals. So that means it'll be a max of 8 points, and I'd still beat you by taking on Glasner. So I think that's just what I would do. But who do I bench? Yeah, it's between Wood and Cunha. I think it's a toss of the coin. If it's tails, bench Wood. If it's heads, bench Cunha. It's that close. It's that close. Dango 100% starts. He's got Wolves at home, and he's playing up top, and he's a midfielder. There's more points. So, yeah. Yeah, 100%. You just got to have some fun, man. This chip is all about having fun. And I wanted to play it on myself. Like, I look a lot like Ruud van Nistelrooy, but I can't do it. Considering I've got Wissa and Mbeumo in my team, it makes no sense to bring in Ruud van Nistelrooy and back against my own players. I mean, Brentford Leicester could end up like 3-3, and then it would be brilliant because that means everyone returns. But yeah. Oh, good, man. My pleasure. If you're finding me for the first time, please feel free to subscribe as well. And thanks for getting involved in the chat. Love the questions. But yeah, I just think the managers, where are we? I'm going to go to the managers because I'm going to make my transfer. I actually haven't moved Emery out of my team yet, and he will be leaving. I did actually think about leaving Emery in there because I think the potential he'll probably beat Chelsea, but that means I'm missing out on the table bonus, and if he doesn't get a result, then all of a sudden it's done. Cheers, man. Much appreciated. Where are we? All managers. Let's go to the managers and have a quick look at what's going on. So at the top is David Moyes, man. This dude has been dominant. If you made the mistake and accidentally left the chip on him last weekend, he'd actually be on 22, 30 points in total from David Moyes in the 2 weeks. Like, he's been super good. But it made sense to get rid of him. There was no table bonus against Crystal Palace, and he was a great servant. He was great. He'll probably beat Man United this week as well. So Moyes will probably be really good. Bench one out of Wood, Cunha, Dango, and Kluivert. I've literally just had someone come in here and ask the exact same question. For me, Zonderix, it is a flip of the coin between Wood and Cunha. If it's tails, you bench Wood. If it's heads, you bench Cunha. You're playing Dango and Kluivert all day long. They've got the Wolves fixture. I think Bournemouth are in such good form, they definitely score goals. Yeah, toss the coin. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, see, I hate to say it, it was really good backing in against Liverpool players. I've got 3 Liverpool players in my team because they're a good team, but I did not want to back in Arnie Slot because of the fact I'm a Man United fan. It just felt wrong to do it. Yeah, I agree. Newcastle's defence is nowhere near as good as Bournemouth's. If you actually have a look at the stats for the season, so Newcastle concede on average, like Lewis Hall, for example, concedes 1.16 goals per 90 minutes, which is actually, they're very similar defence. If you have a look at Kirkes, he concedes 1.32 expected goals per 90 minutes. But I think Forest are a much better team than Wolves, which is why I think that you'd play Wood instead of Cunha, which makes no sense. But yeah, that's what I would go. And yeah, Wood is, but Cunha is very talismanic as well for Wolves. They're both great players, but you've got to play the Bournemouth mids. Like, I'm benching Bruno on my team, and I'm playing both Wood and Isaac. I'm benching Hall and Milenkovic because I'm expecting Wood and Isaac to both score goals. So for me, that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, like Silva has been really good. Like the first 2 weeks, he's got table bonus on both. But he lost. So the thing I've got with Fulham and Palace are really weird teams. If you look at their stats this season, it would suggest they're better teams away from home than they are at home, which is why I really like Oliver Glasner here. Even though, if you have a look, you can't see the history on the games post this, but if you have a look at Fulham's results this season, I'll pull up Robinson. So their last 5 games, they've lost 2, won 3, but 2 of those wins have been away from home, only 1 at home. They lost to Man United at home. They drew with Ipswich at home. They drew with Bournemouth at home. Like, their home form is not fabulous. Like, their away form is much better than home. They won against Chelsea. They drew with Southampton at home. They drew with Arsenal at home. They beat, obviously, Brighton at home. They lost 4-1 to Wolves at home. I think you're getting the picture here that the idea that Oliver Glasner is a really good shout looks really good. And when you look at Palace, let me find a Palace player because you won't be able to see it on there. Let's go to defenders. Let's go to Munoz. If you have a look at Palace's results, lost at home, won away to Man United, lost to Brentford at home, won against West Ham away, won against Leicester away, drew with Chelsea at home, won against Southampton at home, drew with Bournemouth away, lost at home to Arsenal, beat Brighton away, drew at home to Man City, beat Ipswich away. Like, they haven't lost an away game since Nottingham Forest in game week 8. Like, Crystal Palace's away form is so good. I just think it's really good. I think that is the play. Oliver Glasner's away form, I don't know why they play so much better away from home. They just seem to play much better away from home. And Fulham, on the other hand, also seem to play better away from home. I don't know if it's the way the teams are set up, but the fact that Eze is also fit for this game makes me excited. Should I do Alisson and Ndiaye to Kepa and Wissa? Yeah, not bad moves. I have to move Alisson out of my team, but because of the fact I'll be moving my assistant manager, I've only got 1 free transfer. I'm not taking a -4 this week because of the fact that I haven't got the safety of the double game week for the assistant manager. So for that reason, I'm just going to sit there and play Alisson and Trent, which sounds horrible against Man City away, but I think that's what I'm realistically going to do. But I love it because Kepa's 100% more likely to keep a clean sheet than Alisson, I think, this week. And Ndiaye is obviously injured. Wiss is obviously a much better pick this week as well. All right, let's get rid of Emery. Let's do it. It's Glasner in. I've just literally given the proof for why. So the other things that we need to look at, where's Leicester? And I'll pull up a Leicester player really quickly so we can, who's a phase? He's a Leicester player, isn't he? Yep, there we go. So if you have a look at Faze, 3.9 million, man, he's so cheap. There was a point where he actually made me money. I bought him at 4 mil and he got to 4.2 and now he's down to 3.9. But look at Leicester's form. How could you possibly back that in? Like, they haven't won a game other than Tottenham since game week 14. I'm actually, I can't believe I actually considered going there. That's insane. Like, their form is so bad. But the next 2 weeks, if they don't win, they're pretty much relegated. So I think they are relegated. I think everyone knows that Leicester's going to go down, right? And let's pick up Davis. He's there we go. Let's have a look at Ipswich's form. So Ipswich's form, oh my God, I couldn't even pronounce that correctly, isn't as bad as Leicester's, but it's not fabulous, right? Look at that. So since game week 14, when I just did from Leicester, who have won 1 game since game week 14 and drawn 1, they've won 2 and drawn 2 in the same period of time. So they've beaten Wolves away, beaten Chelsea somehow at home, drew with Fulham away, and they drew with Aston Villa away. But they lost when Southampton visited. Like, if you're losing to Southampton, you're in big trouble. Like, you're in proper big trouble if you're losing to Southampton. Yeah. It makes no sense. For me, it has to be Glasner. I've literally done the stats there. I mean, and realistically, you can look at Potter. Hold on. Let's pick up a West Ham player, Bowen. Let's go to midfielders, sorry. I actually think that Jared Bowen's got a half-decent chance here. So West Ham's fixtures haven't been fabulous either, but since game week 14, they've had 1 draw, 3 draws and three wins, and 5 losses. And their losses haven't been big losses except the Man City and Liverpool games, and that's when they sacked the manager. So since they sacked the manager, they've beaten Fulham 3-2 at home. They've lost to 2-0 at Palace. They've drawn with Villa. They've lost 2-1 against Chelsea, and they've lost 1-0 against Brentford. It doesn't give you much confidence that they're going to get anything against Arsenal. Is there any news on João Pedro starting? I would suggest probably not. I would suggest he's probably going to be benched. From my news, Herzler didn't mention anything in the press conference. The only injury worry they had there was Lewis Dunk. And I think potentially that means that he'll be fine. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, it's got to be Glasner in. Who's the other one? So if you look at Wolves, let's look at, Gomez. He's in the Wolves team. So their run of fixtures. Liverpool lost 2-1. That was an impressive loss. They only lost 1-0 at Arsenal, 3-1 at Chelsea, 3-0 at Newcastle, 3-0 at Forest. Drew with Tottenham, beat Man United, beat Leicester, beat Aston Villa. I mean, the Wolves fixtures, their run of form is not overly fabulous either, which is why I think that the Palace players, it makes so much more sense. If we have a look at Southampton, let's go for, who's in that team that plays up, Dibbling. There we go. Let's have a look at what that's saying. So Southampton's results. Since game week 14, 1 win, 1 draw. They drew against Fulham away, 0-0. They beat Ipswich 2-1 away. The good news is Southampton are starting to score goals. Since game week 21, they've scored in every game, which maybe makes me think that Brighton won't keep a clean sheet. And if we go back to game week 13, they actually drew 1-1 away at Brighton. And Brighton are one of them teams, they're one of them weird teams that throws up weird results. But I think for me, nah. And as I said, I just don't think, like, if you look at Arsenal's team, let's go for Trossard here. Oh, player information, sorry. Like, Arsenal's run of form has actually been pretty good. Like, they haven't lost since game week 10, which was 1-0 against Newcastle. But their results haven't been big. Like since Saka got injured, it's been 1-1, 0-0. The Crystal Palace game was obviously big. And then it was 1-0, 3-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 1-0, 5-1 against Man City. Not sure what happened there. Man City they just got spanked. And then 2-0 against Leicester. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to score that many goals. Emery to Arteta or Glasner for a -4. If you're taking a -4, it's Oliver Glasner all day long. In fact, it's Oliver Glasner all day long. If you're moving Emery, you've got to stick with the table bonus. You're on Moyes the first week. You're on Emery the second. Go all in. I'm making the exact same move. I'm moving Emery. I've got Emery in my team here. He's going. And I'm telling you, it's Oliver Glasner. There's no way I'm taking a manager on that doesn't have table bonus. Has to have table bonus. That's the whole idea behind the chip. And Oliver Glasner, his away form is really good. Like, that is going to be my move. 100% Oliver Glasner in. Just going to leave it there. So, yeah, it's Emery out, Glasner in all day long. It's not going to cost me anything. It's my one free transfer for the week. Dane Peter. Hello, guys. I've never seen you in the chat before. Please feel free to subscribe. Is Cunha plus Semenyo or Wissa plus Clivert better between game weeks 26 and 29? Now, I have Wissa in my team currently with Clivert, ironically. So, my team currently has the latter option. I'm benching Bruno Fernandes, Anthony. Hopefully that helps. It's either between him or Cole Palmer. I can't bring myself to bench Chris Wood again, even though he would be the most logical option. Cunha plus Semenyo. See, after this week, I have the money because the assistant manager will come back into my team. The Dane, I'm probably going to transfer Wissa either next week or the week after to Cunha. So I'm going to end up with Cunha plus Clivert from probably game weeks 28 to 29. So game week 26 and 27, I'm probably going to have Wissa and Clivert, and then 28 to 29, I'll have Cunha plus Clivert. Hopefully that helps your decision. And yeah, if you haven't already, please feel free to sub because I've never seen you in the chat before. And Anthony, who are you benching this week? I'm obviously benching Bruno at the moment. And I just realized you guys are probably a little bit behind. The chat is a little bit delayed. I do apologize. I'm not sure why the chat's coming through and then my answers are coming through way later. For some weird reason, the chat is just a little bit behind. I don't know if it's because of the fact that it's not coming through directly, which is potentially also what's happening. Or if my stream's a little bit delayed, which also, I see why the chat's coming through so late. I apologize. I fixed it. All right, the chat should be coming through a lot quicker now. No wonder people are getting annoyed at not answering their questions. Normally I'm super good at answering it as well. All right, that's much better. We're much closer now. All right, yes. So there, this is going to be my transfer. Oliver Glasner is 100% in. There we go. Confirmed. Last week, Oliver Glasner is in. That is the team. Hey, why is that picture not there? Why is it that he looks so much dapper in the other photo, and then when you click on him, he looks like he's out of a homeless shelter? Like, why is he looking like he's out of a homeless shelter in his actual thing when you click on it? But then down the bottom, look at him. He looks good. I'm just going to zoom in to show everyone what I'm talking about. Hold on. Back that out. Why does he look so much better there? He's wearing a nice Ralph Lauren polo or something, or like a Crystal Palace polo. And then when you click on him, he literally looks like he's homeless. Like, what happened? Why is that the photo and not the other one? Why did it change? I mean, when I post a screenshot of my team later on Twitter, at least it will look pretty good, right? Oliver Glasner looks a lot better. He looks like he's ready to win in this photo. The other one makes me look like he looks like after he's had a loss. I can't handle I can't handle Wood points on the bench. Yeah, I know. That's the reason why I'm benching Bruno. Like for me, it's like it's either Bruno, Palmer, or Wood. But surely I've just got to bench Bruno, right? Like he's playing deep midfield. They're playing Everton, who don't concede many goals, and Man United have been god awful for the last. Let's have a look at Bruno Fernandes. Why have I still got him? I mean, in fairness, I benched him against Tottenham, so that didn't worry me. The Fulham game, he got me 3 points. Brighton, he got me 8, so that wasn't too bad. Southampton, he got me 4. Liverpool, he got me 7. So I suppose, in reality, it's just the last 3 weeks he's been really bad. Captaining Salah, at the moment, potentially yes. The fact that City have got Stones out injured and Akanji out injured makes you think they're going to concede goals. And if Salah gets 1 goal, he's getting 10 points. And I looked at Mbeumo's stats. I'll just quickly pull them up again. He's only got 3 hauls this season over 10 points. That was against Southampton in 20 when he scored twice, got an assist, got that massive 19 points. He got 13 against Newcastle when he got 1 goal and 1 assist. And he got 15 against Ipswich when he scored 2 goals. And other than that, he hasn't... Oh, sorry. And he also got 14 points. I forgot this. So 4 times. 4 times in 25 games, he's got over 10 points. So that he got 2 goals again against Southampton as well. He is a flat track bully, though. But he did blank against Leicester the first time round. But I'm not too concerned about that. I feel like that was a bit of an aberration. Whereas you compare that to Salah, right? And the dude is averaging like 11.4 is his form at the moment. 10.4 points per game he is on for the season. I mean, I'm going all in on Glasner. I'm not sure I'm going all in on a captain other than Salah. Just based on the fact that earlier in the season as well against Man City, he got 1 goal, 1 assist, 13 points. Against a Man City team that just conceded a hat-trick to Kylian Mbappe, I'm not sure that betting against Salah is the correct play this week. So for me, I think I'm just going to leave it on him. Brian Mbeumo is a great vice-captain. Isaac, could you go Isaac? Isaac's been blowing hot and cold the last couple of weeks. So when Newcastle have lost, he's literally got nothing. No XG, nothing. When they've won, he's got 2 goals. It's like Southampton, 13 points. Bournemouth, 2. Fulham, 2. Man City, 2. Wolves, 16. Tottenham, Man United, 7, 7, 8, 17, 11, 8, 11. If I was looking at another captain, it probably would be Isaac. But I wouldn't be doing it with any great faith. Yes, Nottingham Forest haven't been as good defensively away from home the last few weeks. I mean, he did score 1 goal and 1 assist against Nottingham Forest earlier in the season away from home. Like maybe people will be looking at that thinking Isaac's more of a certainty to get some points there. Potentially. It's quite possible. But again, it's like one of them things. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that Isaac looks like a viable alternative. Some people have also looked at Palmer, and Palmer's form just doesn't warrant captaincy decision. Like Chelsea have been bang average, lost 2 of the last 4, and Palmer's only got 1 assist in the last 4. His XG numbers have really dried up as well. Like 0.41, 0.21, 0.71, 0.34. Way below his season averages. But he does have a big haul in him. Like 10 points, 2, 10, 3, 3, 18, 7, 14. Like he does deliver. And Aston Villa, where did they play them earlier in the season? They did play them earlier in the season, eh? Yeah, there we go. He got 14 points the first time round. 1 goal, 1 assist against Aston Villa. I mean, if you look at the fixtures previously, Palmer and Isaac actually outscored Salah in the exact same fixture that they're playing this weekend. So maybe there's a bit more of a decision to be had. But for me, it's hard to back in against a man that has just continually, he's in such a hot streak, right? Like Salah's in such a hot streak. Julian Nelson McKenzie, hello and welcome. Would you start Robinson over Van Heck? Ooh, that's a good question. Van Heck's got Southampton, and Southampton at home. You would think that's a clean sheet. I'm backing in Glasner. I've just bought in Glasner in as my assistant manager, but I'm still starting Robinson in my team because of the fact that, I don't know, I just think that he's going to... I think the reason why I'm starting Robinson is because I think he concedes less goals than Milinkovic and Hall. That is the sole reason why I'm starting. In fact, actually, Hall needs to be changed on my bench. He needs to be in front of Milinkovic. Switch. All right, that's how it should look. Save that before I forget. So, yeah, for me, I think I'd start Van Heck. I'm backing in Glasner to get a win or draw. Is Palmer out after game week 29 crazy or not? I'm seriously considering it. Anthony, I 100% think that Cole Palmer is potentially a sell. Without Jackson in that team, unless Nkunku pops off, if Nkunku looks really good this week, by the way, I'm 100% buying Nkunku next week. Like he made the differential video this week because I actually think he's a viable asset, particularly for the next 2 weeks. And no, if you haven't sold Palmer already, you definitely don't sell him now. You wait till game week 29. But I can understand where people are coming from. Game week 29 Arsenal, probably no good. The Spurs game and Brentford, I actually don't mind. Like the fixtures outside of that until game week 35 are pretty good for Chelsea, but they're not going to double. So if they're not doubling and you want to really attack that bench boost, that double game week in game week 33, Cole Palmer definitely could be a sacrificial lamb, especially if you're moving for an Erling Haaland. But I'm not convinced I want to go for Haaland, which makes me think that maybe I don't have to sell Cole Palmer. And like realistically, if more people sell him, he will become a differential. And then when he does return, it'll feel a lot better. So, yeah, that's what I would say on that one. But he's definitely in the firing line. 100%. He's got to start delivering sooner rather than later. Yeah. So that's the team as it stands. I think I'm locked in. I don't think I'm going to change anything. The only thing I could potentially change between now and the deadline would be captaincy. I'm just going to try and minimize the screen so you can actually see the entire team. There we go. That's the starting lineup. And then if you want to see the bench, there we go. So it's Becker, and then it's Glasner, Milinkovic, Hall, Bruno. Hopefully that helps people. Hopefully that looks all right on stream as well. That is the team as it stands. I mean, if I really wanted to go all in on the Glasner play, I could start Hall instead of Robinson, and I could start Bruno instead of Wood. Like that would be going all in on the Glasner play, right? See, Arsenal aren't going to double in 33. So at the moment, Chelsea still can potentially double, I think, in 33. Because the confirmed fixture... Actually, no, I could be wrong. No, Arsenal's game is still in doubt. So Chelsea are 100% not playing a double in 33 like Liverpool, which means that Palmer definitely won't be having a double game week at all this season. Saka could. It's just a matter of whether he's back from injury quick enough for that. I've actually thought about benching Trent this week. The only reason why I haven't is because I can't justify I'm going to hold Trent this week because I don't want to waste a -4 moving him. If I had an extra transfer, I would have moved Trent out of my team this week, and I probably would have bought in Hodgson and doubled up on the Bournemouth defence. That's probably the move I would have done. Should I swap Eze for Dango or Munoz for Hodgson Kirkes? I think this is the week where you roll, Peter. I think Crystal Palace are a really good shout against Fulham. I've obviously just bought in Glasner. I think they'll get a return here of some description. I don't think I'd move. If I was to move either of them, I'd probably move Eze to Dango. Because Dango potentially will score more points than Eze. That is the only reason why. I wouldn't be moving Munoz for Hodgson or Kirkes this week. I feel like Munoz is going to get a return against Fulham. That'd be my guess. I think the other thing with Saka, I'm assuming that Arsenal are going to be quite conservative with him when he comes back. Maybe they will be, maybe they won't be. But I would expect them to be quite conservative. Which makes me think that they'll ease Saka back in. Maybe he'll only play like 60, 70 minutes to begin with. I mean, he's that good. They really need him. If they're going to be in any kind of title race, they need Saka back as quickly as possible. And they need him performing back to his normal levels as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyone else got benching headaches? Like Bruno Fernandes on the bench just doesn't feel right again. But last week it worked out fine. I can't bring myself to bench Wood again after 2 weeks ago when I benched him for Bruno and Ahmad and he got 17 points on my bench. I mean, I was so unlucky. If Ahmad had done that injury a week before, I would have been sitting there pretty, bringing 17 points on off the bench from Chris Wood. And instead of being top 17K, I'd be definitely like inside the top 10. That's the difference. And like I think it's 12 points off top 10. So that extra 15 points would have me about 9,000. So it makes a big difference getting your bench right. And quite often this season, I've got my bench wrong. I'm just actually going to show you how many points I've left on my bench this season and how hard. The problem is when I wildcard in game week 12, I gave myself benching headaches literally every week. As you can see there, literally leaving huge points on the bench every week. So I started off the season pretty good, except I left 15 points in their game week 2. Then it was game week 10 where I left 11. Then game week 12 when I wildcarded, I left 20 points on my bench. And then 13 points, then 23 points in game week 16, 17 in game week 17. I mean, if I got some of these benching decisions right, I'd probably be winning FPL at the moment. Like that's how much my bench has cost me. It's good to have a good bench. It's just the problem is the decisions are so hard every week. And obviously Chris Wood 17 that week, 22 there a couple of weeks ago. Like literally, I leave someone that hauls on my bench every single week. It's so frustrating. It's like one of them things in life. You can't predict it. So hard to predict. And you're like, what? Why? Yeah, 100%. For me, it's either bench Wood or Palmer. Yeah, I'm traumatic. I can tell you that I've benched Chris Wood 3 times this season. One time I got lucky; he came off my bench, and that was one of the weeks where he had 9 points. I left another 9 points on there before the 17, and then I left the 17 on there. Gakpo out for a -4. Don't mind it. There's so many good forwards this week. I don't know if you've got Isaac already, which I assume you do. Like, I wouldn't be going for Wood, but Cunha and Wissa, they both look like great options. If you really want to be a real differential shout, you could bring in Beto. I expect Beto to be super good the next 4 weeks. Everton have a really good fixture run up until when a lot of people are going to be wildcarding in game week 30, and he's a really good option at his price point. And you can save some money and spend it elsewhere if that's what your team needs. But yeah, I really like the Beto play. Also, I've looked up the feasibility of bringing in Haaland in like game week 29, and I can afford to do it pretty easily in my team. I'd end up getting rid of Bruno Fernandes for like a Dango, getting rid of Trent for a 4.5 million rated defender, and then I'd be able to get rid of Wissa for Haaland, I believe. Yeah, Cunha's amazing. Long-term minutes for Cunha. The fixtures are great for Cunha. Let's have a look at Cunha really quickly. let's make this screen a bit bigger so everyone can actually see it as well, what I'm looking at. So Cunha, where is he? There we go. So Cunha's been super good. Like the last 2 weeks he's returned when I didn't expect him to return with 2 goals, which has been very nice for his owners. But prior to that, he'd actually had a run of not doing much for quite a while. So obviously he was injured in there and played 2 lots of 45 minutes either side of that. But against Arsenal and Chelsea, 2 difficult fixtures, didn't really do much there. But prior to that, he was amazing. 12, 9, 9. Like he does get the blanks, but when he returns, he gets good returns. And for the season now, he's 12 goals, 4 assists. And the fixtures coming up are amazing for Wolves. Like he's a hold to the end of the season. Like there's not a game in there that you worry about not playing him against until the end of the season. Like he's such a good pick. Everyone's going to have him after the next couple of weeks. I love it. I love it. I love people trying to catch me. It's brilliant. I'm now like 4th in my own league. It's annoying. I was top for quite a while, and then a couple of people joined that are just having better seasons than me. And I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to catch them. I'm not miles off the top, but I got to get a few things right between now and the end of the season. It is going to come down to like triple captain. I've still got my triple captain to play. Obviously, the last week of the assistant manager. If Oliver Glasner gets a win, this is going to be huge for my rank. Like, it's going to be huge for my rank. If my Brentford boys as well pop off tonight, that's also going to be huge for my rank. So, I don't know. I don't mind it. Obviously, Wissa, as I said, looks really good the next couple of weeks. The fact, though, that he's only got 2 goals in his last 10 games, though, is concerning. So since game week 15, it's Southampton he's scored against and Man City, and he's blanked against everyone else, which doesn't fill me with great confidence, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. Eric Franz, Cunha for -4 or start João Pedro? I think... Who's your other... Can you bench João Pedro? Eric Franz, can you bench João Pedro? Because I think I'd be inclined to bench him this week. I don't think I'd take a -4 for Cunha. I'm assuming your other bench option is either injured or they've got a horrible fixture. I'm just trying to think of who it could be. Maybe you've got an Ahmad. Oh, for Livramento. Okay. I think João Pedro's not going to start. So I think at max, you're going to get like 1 point from João Pedro probably. Like the dude's stats, João Pedro's stats since, let's have a look. It's João Pedro. Oh, whoops. It's just Pedro, isn't it? Oh, no, I spelt it wrong because it's that weird thing. He has not got a goal that wasn't a penalty since game week 12, which is when he got 1 goal, 1 assist against Bournemouth. And his assists have been super fluky. Like, super fluky. Those 2 assists against Aston Villa, absolute flukes, how they ended up as 2 assists. I just can't see him starting. Like, didn't start against Nottingham Forest. In fact, he did start against Nottingham Forest, and he got pulled off at halftime. Played 17 minutes against Chelsea. I mean, he had pretty good XG numbers against Chelsea, but if he's starting on the bench, you can't be starting him. I suppose that's where I'm going with that one. It doesn't make a lot of sense to start him anyway. All right, we've got 35 minutes till the deadline. Hopefully you're starting to lock in your moves because we are running out of time. I've locked in mine. My team is all set. Glasner is in as my 1 free transfer for the week, which I'm pretty happy about. Hopefully it pays off. I mean, the table bonus chasing has definitely been super fun for me. I've enjoyed that 100%, and I'm hoping that it continues. Says the rank it this week, 17,330. 1,761 points. Hopefully, it can continue going up this week. And that's the team. Glasner in. The Brentford boys ready to pop hopefully tonight. With some luck, they better pop tonight. If they don't pop tonight, I'm going to be filthy. All right, that's the team. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm committed to the Bruno. Committed to Bruno not starting again, which hurts my soul. It actually hurts my soul benching Bruno. I don't like benching Bruno, but I think it has to be done at this point. He's just no good. I think you probably should. I think that what's the rest of your team, Eric Franz? Like, can you just write out your midfield and your forward line for me? Because there's surely got to be another option other than João Pedro sitting on your bench. Like your forward, what is your other forward 7 players? The only thing I'm thinking about is maybe I double it all in on Oliver Glasner, I bench Robinson, play Hall, and in that case, I bench Wood and play Bruno. Clive Palmer, Salah, Rogers. Yeah, that's fair. I'd start all them. Isaac Watkins. Oh, yeah, fair. Oh, yeah, he just benched Pedro. No problem at all. Oh, and Ahmad. Ah, okay. I was like, where's the other bloke? Now it makes sense why you have to start João Pedro. Yeah. Okay. Have you got... All right, so you must have money in the bank if you could do João Pedro to Cunha as well. Have you thought about moving Ahmad to someone else? Like, I think Ahmad's done for the season. I think he... And I think, how close are they both to dropping in price? Let me have a look. Hold on. Live FPL price changes. They've changed your logarithm as well with the price changes, but we'll just have a look, see what it comes up with. Oh, this is not the one I like. No, the wrong one. Live FPL. All right, this is the one, and then I need to go into here. Price change predicted. There we go. All right. So, Cunha's predicted a rise in price tonight. Makes a lot of sense. Dango's predicted a rise in price in Buemo, Clivett, Wissa, Mateta, Beto, Gabriel. Gabriel's going up in price again. Are you kidding me? Why? Kirkes. Wow, Kirkes going up again. That's nice. Like that. Matoma potentially going up. That's not going to happen. He's not going up again. He went up last night. I think they've lost the plot. And let's have a look at the price drops. Gakpo's dropping 100% by the looks of it. And Dai, Sa, Ghana. Ahmad's going to drop in price tonight, so I think I'd move Ahmad out rather than... Yeah, I think I'd move Ahmad, man. I think I'd move Ahmad out instead of João Pedro. So many better midfield options as well. And then you play that player and bench João Pedro. Deal with João Pedro next week. It's a shame that Ahmad's not in the same line as João Pedro, because then you could swap Ahmad for Cunha, but alas, you can't do that. Yeah, I think Semenyo is a great option. I still have Semenyo as the best Bournemouth buy. If I had my time again, I'd go back and buy Semenyo. He's got the most minutes. I think he's great. He takes the most shots when he's in the box. I just wish he took slightly better shots, but he is a great option. Who else is looking like going down soon? Bruno Fernandes, is he going down tonight? I don't think he is, you know. They've been predicting Bruno down all week. I'm not sure that he's going down. There's no way all these players are going down tonight. It's not possible, surely. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. But that's a lot of players going down in price. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're likely to see the top 5 players here go up. Lots of people are going to be targeting that Leicester game tonight, which makes you think that Mbuemo and Wissa. Wissa's actually going to make me 0.1 tonight in terms of selling price, which is good because Cunha's likely to go up in price, and that's who I've got eyed up to come in for Wissa. So that's pretty good. Who else is close to a rise? Pickford. And I can't believe Pickford got down to 4.8, 4.9 million earlier this season. He's been so good. Wow, lots of people bringing in shade from Brentford. They must be looking at the earlier fixtures, realising this is the week he scored a hat-trick and figured he's going to score another hat-trick against Leicester. Don't think that's going to happen. Marmoush looking to rise and price again. I don't know why people are buying Marmoush. Man City are not going to be scoring many goals. Ditto Wanyeri. So some people just make some mind-boggling decisions. I don't get some people in the way they think in terms of their assets. Maybe they just jump on the bandwagon, look at this and go, oh, that must be a good player. It's like Chris Wood. Why are people buying Chris Wood? Yes, he got another 9 points after he scored 17, but the dude's fixtures the next 3 weeks are horrible. Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City. I can tell you next 2 weeks I'm benching Chris Wood. I don't even have to think about that one. Next week, it will 100% be Chris Wood on the bench. Bruno Fernandes will be taking his slot in my team. There's no way he's scoring against Arsenal at home. Man City at home, potentially, that's a different story. But I think Chris Wood the next 2 weeks, he's got to be the bench option. Has to be. He can't just keep going. The man can't keep going, surely. I mean, he probably will. Probably defy all odds. He'll probably win the Golden Boot. He's that good. He's such a great player. What a man this man has been. What's he on for the season? 18 goals, 2 assists, 20 attacking returns. What's Salah on? He's on over 20, isn't he? 24 goals, 15 assists. That is some season. That's 39 attacking returns in 25 weeks. That is ridiculous. That's like 1.5 a week. I still can't believe I actually sold him earlier in the season. When did I sell him? I sold him after the... I feel like I sold him after the Forest game. I was like, Salah went off the boil there. They didn't look very good. Then he only got 6 points the next week. And then I think I bought him in back around like game week 8 or 9 when Haaland just looked like he was stinking it up and I moved Haaland off earlier. The decisions, FPL is a weird game. It fluctuates from week to week. You've got to enjoy it while it lasts. This week may be the week where I pop back inside the top 10K. It's either that or I'll be outside the top 30. If Glasner pops off, I'm in. If he doesn't, I'm probably out. At least this week, there's no triple captainers really. Because I think almost everyone that had the chip and didn't play the AM chip has now played it on Salah. And he got 20 points last week and the week before 29, which is insane. All right, what's happening in the chat here? Let's have a look. You guys say, should I keep Trent to Gabriel or Gakpo to Cunha Marmoush? If I sell Gakpo, I'm not sure who I'd bench. I think I'd roll, judging from this team. Trent to Gabriel is better. we go. Also, yeah, if just whack in the comments as well if you are watching who your captain is. I wonder if I can write an actual poll in this. Hold on. Thoughts on Rogers to Nkunku? Love it. Jimbo the Daddy, nice to see you again, buddy. Yeah, I really love the Rogers to Nkunku move. I think the next 3 weeks for Nkunku, he's going to be starting. Jackson's out injured. I can see a lot of good stuff happening, potentially. I think it looks really good. Don't mind that one at all. Can I whack a poll in here? Hold on. Let's have a look. Nope. Apparently not. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think 100% and Nkunku's a great option. I was wondering how to whack a poll in this chat, but it doesn't look like I can figure it out. Hold on. I'll have to look into that. Normally I do this off my actual computer, which makes it a lot easier. Hold on. Thank you. I accidentally hit the button. Thank you. No, it's me. It's me. I accidentally pressed the button. It's because I'm holding the mic rather than just having it there. The sound should definitely be back now. Yeah, so to answer that, I went Glasner because Kieran McKenna, Ipswich's form, and I was realistically, before Aston Villa didn't beat Liverpool, I was going to play it on Ruud van Nistelrooy. Even against my Brentford boys, I just had more of a feeling that I had more faith. Maybe it's because he looks like me. I'm not sure. But I was more inclined to play it on him than anyone else. And then I looked at Ipswich's form and I looked at Leicester's form. I was like, how the hell can you back these two teams? They've got like 2 wins each since like game week 14. Like, that's just not good form. And yeah, so, but when you look at Oliver Glasner, and you look at Crystal Palace's away form, and you look at Fulham's home form, and yes, Fulham are a good team this season, but they've been much better away from home. A bit like Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been so much better away from home. And the table bonus chasing has worked so well for me, so I'm just backing in what I've been doing the last 3 weeks, and I'm going Oliver Glasner. I've made the transfer. He's in the team. The team is locked. I mean, the bench, I'm probably leaving points on the bench again this week, but stuff it. I can't get it right any week this year at this point. So, for me, Oliver Glasner is the play. I enjoyed playing it on Moyes. I enjoyed playing it on Emery. And I really want to. I think also what came down to it is they play at 3 o'clock tomorrow, I think. Yeah, 3 o'clock tomorrow, which means I'll be able to watch the game and have, like, enjoy it. Like, whatever it is, whether it works out well, whether it works out bad. If it works out horrible and Fulham win by something to 0, I've got Robinson in my team still covering that disaster. And the fact that Moyes and Emery went so well, I'm already on 36 points. Anyone that went slot and they play it safe again this week, I'm probably still going to beat them. So it's worked out well. This is literally like a free hit this week. Yeah, again, you could do that if you wanted, 100%, if you don't think it's worth a transfer. I actually thought about, because I wanted to get rid of Trent, but I'm not now. So I've sacrificed that and I'm backing in Liverpool's double up in the defence. I just can't justify having someone that's cost 7.4 million on my bench in the defence. If I've got him in my team, they have to play. That's the only reason why I'm not excited about playing him. I wouldn't be surprised if Hall Milinkovic actually outscored Trent as well, but then we'll see. Now then, should I start Semenyo or Wood? Oh, mate, that's a hard one. See, I'm lucky that I've got Bruno Fernandes. Even though he costs 8.3 million, it's an easy benching decision for me this week. Like, I just don't think that Man United are going to score against Everton. I would probably lean towards starting Semenyo. He's in midfield. If he scores a goal, it's worth more points. He's got a chance of a clean sheet point against Wolves as well. So for that reason, I think I'd play Semenyo over Wood. Good to see you again, McNaff, by the way. Also, what was your verdict on the Nkunku or Cunha move? I think I'd go Nkunku the next 3 weeks, but realistically, you should do them both. Like, I think that Cunha's going to rise in price tonight, whereas Nkunku's not. So if money's a factor, I'd probably do the Cunha move tonight and then Nkunku next week, because Rodgers isn't going to drop tonight. I don't think. I didn't see Rodgers on the drop list. Let me have a look. Get rid of this. What's going on here? Get rid of that ad. So, hold on. This is the second page. I'll go back to the first page. So Cunha's 100% rising tonight. If he doesn't rise tonight, something's bugging up with the system, and they've definitely changed the algorithm of how they do it. So Cunha's definitely rising, and Rodgers, I don't think he's predicted to drop. Nah, so and Nkunku's not predicted to rise either. So on that basis, if money's an issue, it's Cunha for Jackson this week. But if money's not an issue, I think you go on Nkunku. Now then, what if I get Dango in the mid? Should I still start Semenyo over Wood? Yes, they've got Wolves at home. Plus, I think that Semenyo got an assist for Dango last week. I'm pretty sure he did. And then Dango scored. I just think the Bournemouth boys, you could easily double up on the Bournemouth mid, and I'd be pretty happy rolling with a double up in the Bournemouth midfield. Like, I'm actively thinking that Bruno Fernandes could become Dango for me, and I'd be quite happy playing both of them every week at the moment. All right, I only start one this week and can get the other next week. Money is not an issue because I have slot money coming back and next week. So which this week and then the other one next week? Who do you think? All right. Yeah, I think that's what I'd do. If money's not an issue, I think I'd go on Nkunku instead of Cunha. I just feel like Aston Villa will concede goals, and that means Nkunku's more of a chance, I think. Just watching Aston Villa, they struggle against teams defensively. I feel like Bournemouth's defence is better than Aston Villa's by quite a distance. Get ready if it goes downhill. Yeah, fair, man. Fair. I don't always get them right, but I try to get them right. Like, I get annoyed. Obviously, I left Chris Wood on my bench 2 weeks ago for 17 points, so even I get annoyed at myself sometimes. But I do try. And look, I just do it based on my own gut feeling more than anything else. Like, I look at the numbers, I look at the results, I compare the data, and then I just go with what I think is going to be correct. I'm not always correct, but I've been right on the assistant managers. Table bonus, I said all along, was definitely the king play, and for me, that's where I'm going. Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, I try my best. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Saturday night deadlines because these deadlines are killing me. I'm so tired. I actually had a nap earlier today to make this stream happen, and it'll be the same. Remember that there's a midweek deadline this week. I think it's Tuesday night, 6:30. I could be wrong. It might even be earlier. I'll have to have a look, but it's definitely a Tuesday deadline, I think, from memory. I'll just quickly pull up the fixtures because I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. Fixtures. All right. If it ever loads. Okay. Doesn't want to do anything. That's weird. I'm not sure why it's not clicking on the fixtures. Computer's bugging. But if we have a look here, midweek deadline, Wednesday. The games are on in the morning in Australia. So it's a Tuesday deadline. It's actually an earlier deadline. So it's not an 8 o'clock game. It's a 7:30 game. So the deadline will actually be at, I'm trying to think now. It'll be at 6 o'clock. Deadline will be at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night. Yeah, I agree. My man Glasner will take me to the moon. Yeah, 100%. I looked at that, and it was so funny. So all the other big content creators have been pumping out how good Slot was, and then they're already planning for, like, the Eddie Howe double-double. The Eddie Howe double-double, there's no way Newcastle are going to win 4 games in a row. No way at all Newcastle winning 4 games in a row. It's just not going to happen at all. Hey, bro, I have a slot due. I go for Arteta, Glasner. I'll roll the free transfer. I've gone Glasner. I didn't have slot. I had Moyes. I then had Emery, and I'm chasing the table bonus for the 3rd week in a row. So if it's Glasner all day for me, I think if you haven't played for the table bonus yet, I'd be damn tempted to do it and have a bit of fun. The idea behind the chip is to have fun. And yes, it could spectacularly backfire. And look, I'll hold on my hat on the head, but I'd much rather take the gamble and hope for the best. Cunha or Dango? Dango for me. He's got the home fixture and he's playing up top. And Bournemouth are a better team than Wolves. That's an easy decision. Also, hello and welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you two in the chat before, Bernardo and Shervan Ek. So welcome. Hello. If you haven't already subbed, please feel free to sub as well. Results, how I think the weekend's going to pan out. Leicester against Brentford. I think Leicester will lose. I think Brentford will win this, and I'm hoping it's going to be a big win. Hopefully they get at least 3 goals, and both of my boys return, Wisser and Burmo. Everton against Man United. I can't see Man United scoring, so it's an Everton win, and I think they'll win 2-0. Arsenal against West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually ends in a draw, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a score draw either. I don't mind Graham Potter there. If people go for Graham Potter, I actually think it's a better shout than Mikel Arteta, believe it or not. I just think there's more upside to West Ham in that game than Mikel Arteta. Bournemouth against Wolves. I can't see anything other than a Bournemouth win there and by quite a few goals. I reckon that'll probably be about 3-0, maybe 3-1. Fulham against Palace. I'm all aboard the Glasner bandwagon. I think Palace might do them 2-1. Sneaky suspicion they might win 2-1. Or it might be a score draw. Either way, I'll be quite happy with that. Ipswich versus Spurs. As much as I'd love Ipswich to win, I don't think they will. I think Spurs will win this, maybe 1 or 2-0. Southampton against Brighton. I think Brighton win this, but it's not going to be by much. I think it might be like 2-1. Aston Villa against Chelsea. I think Chelsea are going to surprisingly bounce back here. I think the games are going to catch up with Aston Villa, and Chelsea might get a surprise like 1-0 or 2-1 win. Newcastle against Forest. I'm going to go with 2-2. I reckon Isaac and Wood are both going to deliver there. And then Man City against Liverpool. God knows what's going to happen. but I'm hoping since I'm playing 3 Liverpool players, it's a clean sheet for Liverpool. I don't think it will be. Realistically, I think it'll be a 2-2 draw there as well. So yeah, back to the team and how it's looking. But that's Squid's predictions for the week. Again, you've got not much time. You've got 10 minutes left till the deadline now. And then I'm going to look at FPL Challenge directly after the deadline finishes. And then I'm going to go to bed. As much as I really want to watch my Brentford boys against Ruud van Nistelrooy and wonder about what if on the table bonus on Ruud, I'm going to bed. I need to sleep. I'm actually getting my roof is getting redone at the moment. And the roofer is coming out in the morning to do that and finish that off. So he's going to be here at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, making noise. So I need to try and get as much sleep as I possibly can. I may do a Saturday night reaction stream as well this week. And if you've got any other last minute questions, whack them in the chat. Also, some people in our WhatsApp chat are thinking that potentially you could actually play Dango as captain. I don't mind it. It's actually not a bad shout. Like a Bournemouth midfielder this week as a captaincy shout, as a differential, is not too bad. And Nkunku and Palmer locked in now. One final question. Is Nkunku captain pushing it too far? And who are your top 3 captains? Yeah, that's definitely pushing it way too far. Definitely pushing it way too far. I still think Salah's the best captain. I did look at Mbeumo significantly, but he's only got 4 hauls this season over 10 points. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. Isaac is definitely probably the second best option if you were to like really go somewhere different. But Newcastle have been very hit and miss of late. When they win, he hauls. When they don't win, he gets 2 points. Whereas Salah, regardless of whether Liverpool are drawing or they're winning, has been returning, which is why I think I'm keeping it on Salah. Nah, all good, man, all good. I'm here for that. Like, I love a bold call. And I did think, early today when I woke up, I actually thought I was going to play Brian Mbeumo captain. And then when I hopped on the stream and I looked at his stats, and I thought, I don't think this is a good move. Like, since the Southampton game, the last 5 weeks, he scored 1 goal. Like, that is like throwing a Hail Mary and hoping it just catches on something. And even before the Southampton game, between that and the Newcastle game, yes, he got 2 goals in there, but none of them were double-figure hauls. So for me, yes, he might get a goal, but is he going to get a big haul that's going to beat Salah? Realistically, probably not. Isaac, though, on the other hand, is a much better shout. But again, it's one of them ones where you sit there and it's either going to be a good haul or it's going to be like a 7 points. Or it could be a 2. Whereas Salah, I just think that with the way Liverpool are playing, they need Salah to be scoring, because I actually think that they're likely to have a little bit of a wobble. And if Salah goes off the boil, I think they're in trouble. So for me, I think I just got to stay there. Yeah, I agree. But he has actually been super good in a couple of game weeks this year, but it's so hard to read that I couldn't back at him with any great confidence at all, and I wouldn't be telling anyone else to do it either. Like, Justin Kluivert, potentially, I mean, he does have a big haul in him. But again, he's only had 4 big hauls this season. 11 points against Arsenal, 20 against Wolves, 22 against Newcastle was obviously insane, 13 against Forest. But then most of his other weeks have been significantly under 10 points. And remember, he's a budget option. I don't think you can ever play the captaincy on a budget option. And then the only other decision would be if you played it on Cole Palmer. But his form the last 4 weeks suggests that it's not an option. But he did get a goal and assist against Villa earlier in the season, so maybe Villa are one of those teams that he enjoys playing against because of the way they play. But for me, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure it's somewhere I want to go. So for me, I think I'm leaving on Salah. I'm happy to have Brian and Buemo as vice, and then we go from that. And 1 week was 3 penalties too. Yeah, exactly. Help. Who should I put as assistant manager? Oliver Glasner. If this is your third and final week, Oliver Glasner, that's who I've moved to. He's in my team, J North. Never seen you in the chat before. Welcome. Hello. Please feel free to sub. But yes, Oliver Glasner, if you're making a decision, 4 minutes. You've got 4 minutes to make a decision. Oliver Glasner is the most realistically chance at table bonus this week by a fair distance. And Palmer's good. I'm just not sure this is the week for Palmer. Next week, different question. Southampton and then Leicester looks really good. Cheers, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Hopefully I've helped. And yes, the assistant manager is all about having fun. I've had fun the last 2 weeks. I've never celebrated goals more wildly than when Tarkowski scored that goal against Liverpool in the 95th minute. I was holding my phone, making my shake, and I almost threw my phone out the window. It was that exciting. Should I bench Rodgers? Depends on who else is in your team, Jay. I need to see the rest of your team before I can tell you who to bench. But I'm happy to help if you list your team there. Play one of Hall or Robinson. I have Wood and Glasner and Mateta, by the way. Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Wood, Glasner. I'm backing in. I'm actually playing Robinson and I'm playing Wood. So you can see my team there. I think that Robinson will... I think Hall and Milenkovic, I've got no idea how many goals will be in that game. But I expect them to concede more than I expect Fulham to concede. And even if it goes poorly for Glasner, I've got Robinson in my team. I'm still going to get points from that game. That's the sole reasoning behind that. So for me, I think you play Robinson. Especially if you're playing Wood. Matoma captain, Chess Ekon. Look, if you want a reason to do it, I don't mind it. Start Robinson or Aina. I'm probably starting Robinson. 100% Robinson. Don't mind that. Also, I've never seen you in the chat before, Chess. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. Same with you, Terry. Don't think I've seen you in the chat before either. All in on Chelsea, Palmer captain, and having a Kunku in there too. I love it. You got to go. A bit of a differential captaincy shout. I don't mind that. And Buemo, Salah, Palmer, Dango. Yeah, you bench Rodgers. 100%. But I have Hall in defence, so I could bench him for Rodgers. Oh, okay, yeah. Bench Hall, play Rodgers. 100%. Yep. Easy as. I'm assuming your forwards must be Isaac and someone else that you're starting this week. Yeah, I'd be benching Hall, playing Rodgers. I would always play a midfielder and a forward over a defender, unless I don't even know what would ever make me play a forward. The only time I'm going to play 4 defenders this season is in game week 29, where I'm going to be forced to because I'm going to bench Isaac and I'm going to bench Salah, which means I'll be playing a 4-4-2 that week. No problem. I understand your point. I will play Robinson. Yep. I hope that makes sense. Like, that's my reasoning as well, Terry. I'm all in on Glasner, but I also, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Start one of Trossard, Mateta, Wissar, Palmer, Dango, Isaac, subbed. Thank you very much. Start one. Start one of them, or do you mean bench one? If I was starting one out of all of them, I'd probably start Isaac. If I was benching one, in your case, I think I would almost be tempted to bench Palmer, is my honest answer to that. I don't. I'm just seeing the names and some people I recognize that join every week. Bench one. Yeah, in that case, I'd probably bench Palmer, mate. Dango against Wolves looks amazing. Isaac against Forest looks amazing. Wisser against Leicester, you can't bench him. Mateta, if you're going in, well, I'm backing in Glasner, which means that Mateta has to score there. And Trossard, if Arsenal to get any result against West Ham, has to score. And Chelsea are just in a kind of funk. So, for that reasoning, off that logic, I think I'd bench Palmer. I actually wait up to bench Palmer and start Bruno in my own team. But I'm starting Bruno. I'm benching Bruno because I just can't see Man United scoring. Is it ever worth having 4 in defence, Peter? In game week 29, yes. Otherwise, no. I don't think it is. I've seen some weird lineups this year where they've had like 5 defenders and they've all returned. Yes, it can work, but all it takes is 1 goal to go in, your defender's blanking. Whereas your forward midfielders can get super lucky. It just makes sense. Cheers, man. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I do a deadline day stream every week as well, and I do try and get through all the chat. I'm pretty hot at like trying to keep in touch and make sure I do get to everyone's comments. I think the deadline is, hold on, low battery on my watch. That's never a good sign. 2:31. The deadline has passed. I'm going to quickly go and look at FPL Challenge because this is the one time of the week where I do it. I think it's still playing Assistant Manager this week, so we'll have a look at that. That is my locked team. And we'll go to Fantasy Challenge and have a look at that real quick. And then I'm going to bed because, my God, I'm so tired. All right. How did I go last week? 109 points. That's not too bad. So I went with Emery last week, and I actually went the Watkins play, which worked out pretty well. Bowen failed. Trossard was good. I mean, the team was pretty good last week, let's be fair. Okay, Matoma captain it is. Couldn't captain Salah as a City fan. I love it. Brilliant. I actually hope City do Liverpool, mate. I really hope they do Liverpool. I want to see Liverpool crumble and fall apart. Really want to see it happen. All right, we're going to do FPL Challenge really quickly. Let's have a look. Where's my team for this week? All right. This is fun. This is where I like to have a little bit of fun. So I do like to do different things. We have gone with Oliver Glasner, so we're going with him again. Let's go to managers. Whoops. So I backed in the same manager I picked every single week, which is probably why I've done actually pretty well in these rounds so far because I've picked them pretty well. Hopefully that continues. Where is Glasner? There we go. Whack him in. All right, how much money have you got to spend this week? 99.2. That's all right. So goalkeepers, let's have a look at that. I think the goalkeepers this week is a pretty easy decision. You're probably picking Raya in goal. Then defenders, you could just load up with the Arsenal triple up here. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think that ever works out well. I'm actually going to go for Hoydson. Where's Hoydson? There he is. And I think I'm going to go for... I might go a double up on the Arsenal. I might go a triple up on the Arsenal defense. It's either going to work wonders or it's going to be horrible. We'll bring in Saliba as well. They just got such a good fixture on paper. I like it. Triple up Liverpool Arsenal defense for 1 week and 1 week only. All right, midfielders. What formation can you play here? I want to play a 3-4-2, I think. Yeah. All right, midfielders. Brian and Buemo, 100% in. Mo Salah, you've just almost got to have him. Cole Palmer, I'm skipping. Clivert in. And Matoma. I really like Matoma this week. I'm going to go a captaincy shout here. And just for the lols, I'm going to make Brian and Buemo captain. Just to see what happens. Because I didn't have the balls to do it in my own actual team. I'm going to do it tonight on Brian and Buemo in Fantasy Challenge and hope for the best. And then up front, forwards, where are we? This week, I think it has to be Isaac and Wissa. Has to be. I mean, Welbeck's a pretty good shout as well, you know. Maybe it's a better captaincy shout than Isaac. Maybe I just go Mateta. Mateta's been popping, eh? Nah, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's the team. All right, that's FPL Challenge done. That is me done for the night. I am off to bed. Good luck in game week 16. Sorry, no, game week 16. What am I on about? Game week 26. If you're watching this back and you've watched the whole damn thing, thank you very much. Also, feel free to subscribe as well if you are new. And I'll just quickly finish on what my team actually looks like. And one last comment from Chess. I did a 3-4-2 for Bruggen, Saliba, Kirkes. Like that. Your defence should be getting points this week. Poro, Bumo, Madison, Salah, Matoma, Isaac. Well, I like that. Very nice. That's good. Something a bit different. I love challenges. Just a chance to have a bit of fun. And then if your team sucks that week, you can just sort of look at it and hope that you do well in challenge. But yeah, I don't mind it. Let's go, brother. Yes, Saeed. Yep, bud. I'm on. I'm ready. The team is locked and loaded. I did see your WhatsApp chats come in, but I was busy doing this and I couldn't juggle the chat and connect to the WhatsApp chat at the same time. So I do apologize that I didn't respond there. But yeah, that's it. That's my team. I'm looking forward to game week 26. Let's rock and roll. I may join you for a live stream tomorrow during the Saturday night games where we look at the Oliver Glasner play. But till then, peace out, everyone. And thanks for watching. That's been the D Unit. Oh, what? It's still up. No way is it still up. That's not possible. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it is too. What the hell? What's going on? The system's bugging. It's bugging out. Wow, can you actually... Oh, no, you can't change your team, though. Oh, you can. What? All right, something weird's going on here. Wow, okay, it's not a lockout yet. What is going on? Wow, okay. What is that? That's really weird. Are they having problems with the lockout? That's hilarious. Imagine if they didn't lock it out and and Brentford sucked and Ruud van Nistelrooy got the win. You could make a transfer still and sneakily bring him in because it didn't lock. That would be absolutely hilarious. Maybe they're thinking it's a Saturday deadline. Maybe the guys at FPL didn't realize it was a Friday night deadline. That's weird. Like, what is going on? It's like 8 minutes past the deadline. Still up. I don't know what's going on. That's so weird. Let's see what the Premier League blog is saying. Hold on. Let's go back. How funny is that? 232. No more tinkering with your FPL sides. Yeah, but you can. A sign from the gods benching Bruno now. Yeah. What? I don't understand what's going on. I'm not sure why it hasn't closed. That's really weird. It's still up. This is 10 minutes past the deadline. I don't understand what's going on. Really don't get what's going on. That's super weird. Hold on. Let's get out of that real quick. I just want to see if anyone else is like commenting on whatever. Let's have a look. Where are we? I still don't understand how it's still going. Like, how is it still going? It just doesn't make any sense. Really don't get it. Like, part of me still is like, do I just hang around? Do I rethink my team? Well, given the chance, they just got Cunha signed from the god for sure. Everyone's like, quick, make a transfer. Maybe the bloke that like forgot to press the button or something. I don't know. It's super weird. I don't understand how it's like, I just want to know if it's like a bug in the system or what's going on, or if they'll revert your team back to what it should have been like at the deadline. But I don't imagine that that's going to happen. Like, it's 11 minutes past the deadline and it's still live. I don't get it. It's so weird. Maybe they're going to keep it up till the Brentford game, and then we can sit there and just watch, see what happens. Take a -4 to move Glasner out because Ruud van Nistelrooy wins. How mint would that be? 100%. Last minute. It's not Pep roulette, it's FPL roulette tonight. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get that at all. No, it shouldn't be cancelled. Wouldn't have thought so. It better not be bloody cancelled. Or else my team is stuffed. There's nothing on there about it being cancelled. 100% it's playing tonight. FPL deadline has passed. Yeah, it's passed, but it hasn't passed. It's still live. No one's even commented on it. So weird. I don't get what's going on. 3 minutes to the lineups. All right, look, if Brian Mbuemo's out, I know that I'm putting Bruno Fernandes back in the team. This is hilarious. How is this even possible? I just don't get how, yeah. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, how is the deadline not, how are you not locked out? Why is the game not updating? I'm like, is this a sign? Like, change your team, do something. Bench someone. Bring on Hall for Robinson. I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to tell me. But this is like just giving people like way too much time to overthink everything now. Also, I still don't understand how that's happened. Also, why did my watch not charge before? Because I swear I put it on charge. Don't know what's going on there. Also, I got the new Google Pixel 3 watch. It's quite good. The battery actually lasts all day, considering I charged it very briefly last night, and it's still hanging on. And it's like one of them ones that's like always on, but it's pretty low battery now. It's got about 62 minutes left. It's got about as long left as the deadline. Like, surely someone's going to realize at some point that the game has not locked out. Trent Alexander-Rogers sub in for Hall. Yeah, I'd play Rogers over Hall. 100%. I'd always play a midfielder over a defender. Midfielder over defender every day of the week. 100%. We're a minute away from the lineups being announced now. What is going on? As if you can get like... Surely they're going to revert it. Surely someone's going to realize and they're going to like reverse everything that happened in the last 15 minutes. All right, the lineup should be out now. It's 2:45. Let's see if we can find out what the lineups are. Are the lineups out yet? No. Team news coming soon. I can't believe this is unbelievable. How is it that the deadline hasn't actually passed? Like, what is going on? Someone shared a lineup. What's the Leicester team? Have I got time to bring Rude in still? What is going on? Here we go. Lineup is in. Leicester, it's Kabuli, Akali, Faze, Christensen, Samori, Ndidi, El Canoris, Decadova, Reed, AU and Vardy. Oh, mate, that Leicester team is crap. What a crap team. I can't believe I still don't know what's going on. You can still change your team. I'm not sure what is going on. The game is not updated. It has not locked me out. Just double checking. And boy, my captaincy choice is still an option. Where's the Brentford lineup? This is insane. This is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. We're just waiting for the Brentford lineup now. With the post of the Leicester line, we would have thought the Brentford one wouldn't be too far behind. Still can't, honestly, what is going on? This is a massive cock up on FPL's part. People are going to be raging. Knowing that the lineups have been announced and then people could still make transfers. Here we go. Leicester versus Brentford. Brentford's lineup. Wisser and Buemo, Shade, Damsgaard, Janelt, Norgard, Lewis Potter, Pinnock, Collins, Agia, and Flecken. I like it. It's looking good. Leicester are looking like they're ready for the pumping. I think it looks pretty good to me. I just can't believe the lineups are out. It's 2:46. We're almost close to half an hour. We're going to be closing in on half an hour post what should have been the deadline and the game's still being live. Someone's really stuffed that up. The annoying thing is you can't even pick your team for next week yet. I reckon what it is, imagine if you sat there and you were just in your team now and you're like, oh, I'm going to pick it for game week 27, but you can't because it hasn't even updated the fixtures yet. I don't understand what's going on. It's so weird. I'm here for it. I'm here until the deadline. Whenever the hell the deadline is, I'm here for it. You can still get your questions in. If you got any benching decisions, whack them in the comments. This is unbelievable. Just don't get what's going on. It's it's making me rethink my entire team, over and over, because they're just not locking it out. What other move can I make? Do I make Brian and Buemo captain? Is this the sign I needed? Extra deadline. I bet you I sit there and I'd change it. I would change my captain to Brian and Buemo, vice captain Salah. I go to press confirm, and then all of a sudden, game is updating. cannot make move. 100% that would happen. Yeah, I know. I'm going, what does it try to say? I was the lineups are now out for the Brentford-Leicester game, and after looking at the Leicester lineup, I actually think I want to captain Brian and Buemo. I mean, at this point, if it doesn't update prior to the game, I want to watch the game and see if Brian and Buemo starts scoring goals, man. I'm telling you, he's 100% going to be captain. Maybe it's because of the fact that Bruno Fernandes got on the blower and said, maybe you need to start me, mate. I'm giving you an extra 15 minutes to think about it. Extra 20 minutes now it's been to put me on the field. Once you put me on the field, I'll tell the bloke he can press the button to lock the deadline. I don't know. I honestly don't understand what's going on. It's so weird. Yeah, it's legit. It's the bloke that's running FPL has forgotten to do his team and he's thinking about it. Which manager do I bring in? I can't decide. Don't press the button. Let me work out. Let me do some maths. All right, Glasner looks good. Oh, but Pereira looks good. Maybe Juric. Oh, I can't decide. And he just forgot to press the button. If you make a manager move they reject for this week, but add it to the following one would be crazy. Yeah, imagine that. That would be mad. Penalty in the first minute, and we all switch up. 100%. If I'm telling you, if Brian and Burma or Wissa do something in the first 5 minutes and the deadline still hasn't passed, I'm 100% changing captain. Hi, mate. Great channel. Wish you the best. Thank you very much for the nice comment, Elton. Thanks for that. I'm assuming you've newly subbed as well. Yeah, thanks for joining. I try and get a little bit lively on these streams as well. Yeah, 100%. He's like going, I just want to check if Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to come in. If he doesn't, I think I'll go for Glasner. I just don't get it. Like, it's someone surely has realized at this point that the game hasn't locked out. It's 22 minutes past what should have been the deadline. Well, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to stay up. At the rate we're going, if we've got another hour to go, I'm going to whack on the pre-match commentary soon. Might just stay up and watch the game and keep the stream going until they actually until they lock us out. I mean, if it's not locked out, I'm 100% staying up and watching, because then if Brian and Burmo pops off, it's a very easy swap over for the captaincy. Like, imagine that. It'd be just like the biggest free week. I don't even know if they could go back and default your team to what it would have been at that time. I feel like they'd have to honour the fact that they cocked it up and the deadline didn't actually pass. Like, I feel like there's nothing that they could retrospectively do, because it would kind of be unfair both ways, I think. I'm not even sure. I don't even know what the logical decision would be behind it. But it's bloody weird, I can tell you that much. The fact that we're sitting here 23 minutes past the deadline and oh, there it is. It's updating. You've been locked out. It's finally done it. There goes that. Wow. Well, they gave us an extra 23 minutes tonight. 23 minutes. It's finally locked out. I was wondering, the dude obviously couldn't decide, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's closed. It's 100% closed. Maybe even free hit early. I'm intrigued to know what they do. It's going to be funny. Yeah, imagine free hit early, man. That'd be mad. All right, guys. Well, on that note, thank you very much for joining. It's been great seeing you all again. I will be back on the same time, half an hour earlier, because the next deadline's Tuesday at 6 p.m., not 6:30. But knowing FPL, it might be 6:30 because it was almost 7 o'clock tonight. So, yeah, without that, good luck. Good luck on the Glasner play. I'll be hopefully backing that in during the week, during tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be able to do a live stream as well. And yeah, thank you. I do hope I sleep well. And that's been the D.